Zulum distributes 610 taxis and others to 3,200 Borno youths. Welcome to the news and thank you for tuning in to listen. Now, this kind of news gladdens my heart. If the government is now coming out to say, we are empowering these people, and they're not, or more, like I am going to say, yes, they have empowered this particular, especially those in this locality. And if they are now saying there is no job for them, then they should be taken to, for evaluation in a psychiatric facility. This is like, I don't care if you are going to say, it's campaign, but now, at least these people, at least they'll look for money to buy fuel and put. Those who know how to drive will now, start driving. They'll get their license, or of course they'll get somebody who has their license, and those person, even if they don't know how to drive, for the period of the time where they'll be running up and down for their license and all, for those who don't know how to drive, they can actually give it out and, get some, no, this is like, this news. I hope this happens, shall. No, if it is true, I tell you, this news is, as in, since today, like, this is the best thing that has happened to my ears since fresh bread. Okay, the news in detail. Borno State Governor Babagana Zulum has distributed 610 taxis, tricycles and buses to 3,200 unemployed youth to enhance urban mass transportation in Maiduguri and parts of Jerry and Kondugu local government areas, which fall under the metropolis. The governor launched the 610 means of transportation, which combine 100 Toyota LE cars for city taxis, 500 tricycles popularly known as Keke Napep, and 10 Ashok Leyland buses, which each with capacity for 41 passengers at the Ramat Square in Maiduguri on Thursday. In a statement by Zulum spokesperson Issa Gusau titled Mass Transit, Zulum launches 610 taxis, tricycles, buses in Maiduguri. The governor said the 10 buses were managed by the Borno Express Transport Corporation for intra-city services. According to him, the 500 tricycles were allocated to 2,000 operators, with each tricycle owned by a group of 4 unemployed persons. Aside the 2,200 persons, the tricycles and taxis were allocated to Zulum. Zulum also approved 50 million naira for 1,000 members of Keke Napep operators who did not benefit from the launch. The 100 taxis were also allocated to 200 persons, with each to be owned by 2, making a total of 2,200, the number of persons who benefited from the tricycles and taxis. Modalities for the distribution were arrived as after Governor Zulum held meetings with leaders of different associations of Keke Napep operators, who informed the governor that some of their members form groups to own tricycles and they have their ways of jointly managing them and sharing profit, the statement read. Speaking at the event, the State Commissioner for Transport, Dr. Abubakar Tijani, assured the governor of effective and efficient supervision to ensure functional deployment to routes in line with the governor's goal of increasing access to mass transport in the metropolis. On security integrated into the tricycles and taxis, he said each of the 500 tricycles has digital stickers from which passengers can use smartphones to access essential data of all operators. He also explained that with the stickers, movements of the tricycles will be tracked to ensure each operator only operates within communities they are expected to serve. Sincerely, this news is like, this is the best news, as in, I don't know, maybe some other news can now, be like my own best. But for today, so far, this is the best news ever after fresh bread. Oh my goodness. This is what you're talking of empowerment. The other day I was saying, because I heard that a particular governor, not a governor, I think a commissioner, he gave people wheelbarrow and axe. And I'm like, wheelbarrow and who? And I'm like, what's like, how do you think that? And the person that did this is actually, I think the person is a master holder, or the person is very learned. No, in his mind, he will come out and he will say, oh, this, like, you don't do things. If you don't know how to go about things, you ask questions. I said it, there are ways to empower people. You look at people who really Look at how he went to people who needed it. He went to keke napep operators. You want to empower people. Let's say, for instance, you are going to empower people with sewing machines. You don't just look for anybody, because at the end of the day, it's no longer going to be an empowerment when the person you give it to is not willing to become a fashion designer or a clothes stylist. The person will just sell it out, sell it off, and at the end of the day, that empowerment, the purpose of it is not fulfilled. But if you give the training to people who are interested in it, they start making their dresses. You give them machines, you give them little, you set them up in your own small way, and go as far as, giving them people who, who supervise them. That is beautiful. As in, these people wanted to be fashion designers, but they could not. Now they are. Before you know it, they are looking for apprentices. They are looking for people who they will train. Before you know it, they've started taking by themselves. They're doing work for themselves. They're bringing people to join them. That kind of a thing. Impacting one another that lead to more impact. Like this one, this news is no. This is. If even if you want to come out today and say, it's campaign, no problem. These people are benefited. So far, it's not bike. They're not going to say, there is no bike. No. They're going to now, no. Since so far, they're not going to say tomorrow that these people will now, that bosses will now be, they're not going to be doing another thing that's going to take away this thing from these people. Sincerely. So far, they're not going to come out to say that. But if it is just empowerment, they're not using these things for campaign. To be very sincere, this is very beautiful. In fact, Borno State government, I give you people back down. This news is it's sweetening me as if it is my family members that they gave. No, sincerely, no, this is good news. This is good news. Well done, Mr. Governor. An engaged youth population is what we urgently need to inspire young people to stay out of the ills that comes with idleness. Kudos to you, sir. Kudos. Okay. Most governors see security votes as personal emolument, but Zulum utilized his to empower youth to reduce crime. This is the function of security votes. God bless you, sir. Despite the security challenge this great man is battling with, he is not distracted and still delivers dividends of democracy to his people. God will bless you, sir. Now good is sir. You are most qualified candidate. They already call him to become president. We should be chilling now. Other governors are there embezzling and losing with little or nothing to show and complaining for lack of funds. No, this is one of the best news so far. On this note, we've come to the end of the news. We say thank you for tuning in to listen. Until I come your way next time, enjoy the rest of your day.